throw something by y'all again because you see, I'm not talking about Dougie. I never brought up his performance in the preseason and left it at that. It wasn't about that. I was talking about attitude, being too cool for school. You don't deserve that to have that attitude anymore, Russell Wilson. Now, where would I get that from? Stay with me, fellas. He's about to read some numbers to y'all, but you know I keep receipts, right? I keep receipts, okay? You know, in his first three seasons in the National Football League, you know, when he led the Seahawks to 6-2 postseason record, you know, playing on his rookie contract, by the way, that 62 player record included 2 Super Bowl appearances and 1 Super Bowl championship. At that time, Russell Wilson had accumulated a grand total of $2.2 million in salary. In the 9 seasons since, his record in the playoffs is 3-5. He's never advanced beyond the divisional round, and he's made over $264 million. So he got paid, and the result drastically dwindled the diminish. Okay, that's the red flag in and of itself. Now, take it to that again. Then we come back and we saw what happened your latter years in Seattle, where you wanted to be that dude. You heard those prima donna rumors, right? So he departed from Seattle. So you left this part out. He departed from Seattle, and then he turns around and goes to Denver. Separate offices and all of this other stuff. You know, his workout regimen wasn't a part of the team, distanced himself from everybody, came across as very prima donna to the point where some of his teammates couldn't stand it. You know I'm not lying about that. You know I'm not making that up. You read those reports, you talked to those people, you're a former NFL player, Doug, you're a Hall of Fame analyst, you've heard all of these things about Russell Wilson. So ultimately, Sean Payton comes in his first day, his first press conference. What does he say? Oh, that's not going to happen. We going to get rid of that stuff. This is a team. It ain't one individual that's standing above the crowd and ingratiating himself with owners at the expense of, you know, his relationship with his teammates. We ain't having that. So then you're there, and it was so bad. And in his face, ready to punch him in his face. Because one of his best friends they could acquire us, but you know what I'm talking about. So then I make this up. Then he comes to Pittsburgh, that's the back up. All that. And you shoot up the preseason. And what do? You had 5 drives. 3 of them were 3 and outs. You've done absolutely nothing. I see Deshaun Watson in your division. I see Lamar Jackson in your division. I see Joe Burrow in your division. And you trying to emulate Aaron Rodgers. Relax. Everything's going to be cool. It ain't been cool for Russell Wilson for years. For years. That's what I'm saying. I was getting on him to say, what you've been doing ain't working. You got to elevate your level of urgency. You got to understand who you are, not lean on who you were. And you got to show up and remind people of what the hell your potential is. That's all I say. And I stand by you.
I agree. I agree he has to remind people of what his potential is, Stephen A. But what I'm saying is, the way that he looks at himself or carries himself or whatever he suspects himself to be, that's who Russell Wilson has always been. And if you're not questioning my work ethic, then I'm like, what the hell are we talking about? And even you talking about him being bad a year ago. If you look at his numbers a year ago, and you look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers the last full season he played, Russell Wilson, in that terrible year you talked about, outplayed Aaron Rodgers in every statistical category.
He had a broken thumb in his right hand. Aaron Rodgers played the last 11 games in the playoffs with a broken thumb in his throwing hand. Is that not factually correct?
Go compare it to the first 5 games, and you will see no statistical difference between before the injury and after the injury. The season was the season.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
I think you gotta give the guy a break, Steve. He's under a new regime, and it's not like Sean Payton distinguished himself either. To be fair, I think you gotta give the guy a break. Now listen, if he doesn't win the starting job, we can spin. I do like, and I like your thought there. Too cool for school. I think there is a little something there with Wilson. But I mean, he has had a very good career. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. The offensive line in the preseason with the Steelers has been terrible. Terrible. I got to give him a little chance. So I think maybe we can have this conversation after they fight 4 or 5 games. But let's 5 games in a new spot before we sit there and play dirt on him, and you're throwing dirt on him. That's
But I didn't talk about him like I was writing this epitaph. I didn't say he was done like God. He succeeded. Kenny Pickett made him face and Rudolph and Mitchell Trubisky. I know it's an upgrade. What I'm saying is, I'm saying, yo, what you've been doing, particularly from that perspective, hasn't worked. Don't bring that to Pittsburgh. I'm not saying it's over. I didn't write it down. I'm saying don't bring that stuff to the Steel City. It's a different standard. You got to show up. And you got to have the right attitude to show up. You don't know Pittsburgh. This is like Steel City. They ain't happening. They ain't trying to lose a game. Lose a game. Something like this. Y'all relax. Let's try it. What's the regular season happen? What you think they're going to do? They'll run him out of that town.
Hey, at least he's not.
You know
At least he's not.
They will run
rattled,
him out of
Stephen.
that town. Say what, Molly?
I said at least he's not rattled, right? What do you? I mean, you gotta.
No. It's not going to see. That's one way to look at it. Is he not rattled? Or guess what? The sun will shine tomorrow. I got Sierra. I got my family. I got my money. I'm good. See, there's a difference. If you're not rattled, it's because your priorities are straight and you know you're going to handle your business.
No, or you believe in yourself and you're just
doesn't seem
confident.
to affect you the way that it used to. That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah, or you're just confident that you'll get it together. Fair enough. Just tell me, you may see this scenario.
It don't matter as much as it wants to.
I get where you're
Which one is it, y'all?
I get where you're
Which one is it, y'all?
where you got calm,
If I said that, check that blood pressure.
calm it right down. After the Jahan Dotson trade, here's the updated projected skill players that will line up for the Eagles. At quarterback, Jalen Hurts in the backfield, Saquon Barkley at tight end, Dallas Goedert, wide receivers A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and the newly acquired Dotson. The Cowboys are relatively quiet in terms of acquisitions. They brought back running back Ezekiel Elliott after 20 college departures and signed all-pro linebackers Eric Hendrick in free agency. Dallas also lost O-line veterans Tyler Hadish and Tyron Smith, but drafted 3 offensive linemen to draft and will hopefully fill that void. Stephen A., who had the better season, Dak or Hurts?
What?
Who had the better season, Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts?
I mean, I was just trying to compute what kind of question was that? A trick question? So it's going to be Jalen Hurts. What's going to happen to the year Jalen Hurts? Please. I mean, first of all, we got to make sure CeeDee Lamb's going to be there. We got to make sure CeeDee Lamb's going to be there. That's what. Secondly, we got to remember the names of the wide receivers other than CeeDee Lamb. Okay, we got to remember that. I'll be ready to remember them. All these Jalen's on the squad, I got to remember their names. I think one is tall, but I got the other 2. They haven't done much in the offseason. Dak Prescott going to have a better year than Jalen Hurts with Devontae Smith, with A.J. Brown, with Goddard, with Saquon Barkley there. I mean, the only way that Jalen Hurts is statistically going to have a worse season than Dak Prescott is if Saquon Barkley is running rush hour in the competition. Sirianni and California who decide they ain't going to throw the football at Saquon Barkley because he's going to do the rest. And under any other condition, I expect Jalen Hurts to have a better season than Dak Prescott without question.
It absolutely is something. If CeeDee Lamb is back, what you saw from a year ago, which was a better season than any of Jalen Hurts' seasons to date, it will take another step. If you remember early in the season last year, there was a lot of conversation around the Cowboys and scoring red zone. They couldn't put it together. But what you saw was this thing allowed me to start focusing on my game. He brought Coach Ferguson involved and created the control that allowed people not to double CeeDee Lamb. If they go to an index close offense, you start to figure out you're going to get another jump in offense in year 2. That actually improves upon what I did a year ago. And it allows you to have a better season simply because Jalen Hurts has all the weapons. He doesn't have to be the linchpin to this offense. He just has to be for this extra offense.
But he got like, I'll go 2 years ago, they got to the Super Bowl. He can run the ball. He can be a little unofficial. And I don't trust Prescott in the spot. You can see. And the other thing you've got to keep an eye on with Prescott. How is he going to handle playing for his son? Because, and essentially, I think he's going to be that way. I don't think they're going to sign him by week 1. I think Lance is definitely going to sign. I don't think he's going to get signed by week 1. I think he's going to, let Lane go and see how he plays. It's great to get him signed at the end of the year because, it's not a Star Wars shit when he has to pay it. And I don't know how he's going to handle the idea that he has his contract way over him all season long. All systems go, he has to stay hurt. Has a better season than Prescott.
You know what makes me laugh, and you know what you're funny, how you funny to me, man. So in other words, Jalen Hurts is really not going to do but so much because he has weapons around him that's going to enable him to really carry the load for him, and that's going to compromise him statistically. Oh, but that doesn't apply to Dak Prescott. He's going to have CeeDee Lamb, presumably by week 1, right? He's going to have Brandon Cooks. He's going to have Perks in these boys. He's going to have his weapons. So when it comes to Jalen Hurts, no, he's the machine on those dudes. But Dak Prescott is if anybody's leaning on somebody like Dak Prescott, guess what? You know what? They're going to have to produce you because you're not going to be dipping and ducking into Ezekiel Elliott. So what are you going to do? You're going to find yourself in a situation where you got to rely on your brother to come through for you. You're going to have to rely on Mike McCarthy to come through for you with his play call and what have you. Let's not forget that. Okay? And then I also need to lean on two things. Not a lot of people. Because the Eagles know that shit. And Jalen Hurts the year before they go to the Super Bowl 20, he certainly runs himself. Georgia's Super Bowl clearance year. He's got some things to prove. But he already got his back. See, Dak Prescott's looking at him. So we don't see what I see.
Dak Prescott is looking for his second bag. He's good. He got all the way. That's why he's still there at camp. And he said, you know what? If you don't give it to me, somebody else is going to give it to me. So you just about relying on the weapons. Yes, the folks going to rely on their weapons. But in Philadelphia, it's going to run through Saquon because they have to establish their running game in that offense. Like that's what they were missing a year ago. Anyway, which also if CeeDee Lamb thrives, Brandon Cooks thrives, and subsequently Prescott thrives again. And no one better than McBride on offense. AJ Brown was long. You saw a year ago when AJ Brown was focused was they had to dust up on the sideline, and that's what threw their offense off. Jalen Hurts is now installing his third offense in 3 years. The last time I came, and he also just went down.
Don't do that. I mean, first of all, you got receivers that couldn't stay healthy in Los Angeles with the Chargers. That's number one. Number two, Brandon Staley was your head coach telling you what he wanted. And we also didn't deserve to be the head coach. So thank God he's going to Jim Harbaugh to the mix. And last time I checked, you were going to tell more. You can't bring him up and judge him by the Chargers. You got to judge him by those 4 years that he was in Dallas from 2019 to 2022. When he had the second-ranked offense in terms of yards and scoring in all of the NFL, but the only offense that was considered better was the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't you start, Andrew. Don't you start, bro. You know good and well that the knock against Kellen Moore is that he wanted to accumulate yards. He wanted to power things offensively. He didn't give any kind of reprieve for the defense whatsoever. And Mike McCarthy didn't like that. Plus, Mike McCarthy wanted that power himself. That was the issue in Dallas. But Kellen Moore was still considered one of the elite offensive coordinators in the game of football. And now the Eagles have it. And the Eagles don't play in a different division. They play in the division that Kellen Moore coached in all of those years when he was in Dallas. Against Philly, Washington, and New York. Now he's in Philly against Dallas, Washington, and New York. Familiar territory.
Yeah, elite coordinators don't get run out of town, the offense gets better.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to... Absolutely.
Three seasons they were 12-5 with Kellen Moore. They went 12-5 again with Mike McCarthy, and they went home in the first round.
chances that CeeDee Lamb, a young CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, he had a prime Michael Gallup. He had his prime. Tony Gallup, the weapons they had and the weapons they had last year were different, and they right now Wilson's best season of his career. He could have been the MVP. He was second in the league in MVP.
He was second in the league in MVP and then got his ass kicked on his own home turf and went home. Same thing.
He has to play for himself. So we're talking about the yes, we're talking about the before better than the play.
We look at the Cowboys offensive council and they win the league offensive team.
Lining up a yard change. It was there's a yard. It wasn't conducive for that guy to put on the fight he did a year ago. So it was too much. It was wrong and make me right.
Here's all that is.
Don't give me that. I'm not trying to hear that. Please. Stop.
We need to do on this show you're really good. Strictly.
And the blood is so
I think it's like
the war. From what
he did. He did. To sit through that entire beatdown.
That was, you know what that was? That was Tyson. That was. You know what?
You waited all week to bring the heat. You ready? From the West Coast. Tell them what it had.
First of all, this is how they spits out.
It is.
The guy that sits here and I'm tired, you should see me getting out of my little Honda Civic car parked here in LA. I'm so pretty. So the idea is to come out something, I'm how many fools is that on? And I'll tell you something else. If you think that I'm not you should go on that Santa Monica boardwalk and pick $6 when I'm seeing on days. Right. Out here. That's number 2. Here is one that he'll like, and you will like too. What Albert Turzo up to? Who? What? Albert Turzo, who is the Staten Island manager, who for some ungodly reason decided with the Staten Island Advance to pick on Aaron Judge. The Yankees played the Tigers in Williamsport on Sunday. I guess he didn't like the idea that Judge kind of maybe blew the little kids off but didn't take pictures. I mean, he looks good to me, Soprano. And he can sit there and Judge, amongst other things, says he's got to know where he came from because if it wasn't for the fans, he would have made all this money. He's Henry Judge. He hits 6 homers a year, and everybody that you ever talk to says nothing but praise. And look at him here on Sunday in Williamsport. He's signing everyone from there. He's a nice guy. He's never what was the biggest star in but it's the biggest star in New York right now, and you're going to go pick on Judge? That's ridiculous. So that is man number 1. Albert Turzo buries Judge this week in the quote-unquote, which is not the New York Times, by the way. That's Staten Island Advance. Take it away.
That's fair. That's fair, man.
Aaron Judge has been in Major League Baseball for 9 years. He's got an illustrious career ahead of him by all accounts. He's already got a 3.5 in his career. He is a model citizen. He doesn't get in trouble. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever encounter. He does not deserve that. And this is the thing that fans don't get taken into consideration, though. When you are going through a crowd, if you stop too much, you'll never get where you're going. You will never be able to fulfill the commitments you were brought there to fulfill. And a lot of times you don't realize that. I always stop taking pictures in order to sign autographs, all of that stuff. But there are times, like at the Fanatics, that's last week, they had to rush me through because I had so many commitments. I was not going to make it. the video stop. So honestly, like, okay, that's a little bit. Imagine if you use an Aaron Judge, another dog, coaching you with who ultimately aspire to be pro should know better than running his mouth and saying something like that. That grown man should be ashamed of himself. Aaron Judge is class. Class, I thought. Now I it's like it's something crazy like I do. I'm not going. This is a different improvise. I'm trying to give myself an improvise. Try. Yeah, I'm going to try this. See, this is me. Yeah, unfortunately, the Brian shortstop after last year when he got yelled at by Hopper in the playoffs, he used to run over Philadelphia on Tuesday in the second inning. All right, now you don't see good video on this, but this is the second inning. Braves got like an 8-game lead on Atlanta, and he's sitting there and he's looking at Bryce Harper from trying out. He's got Harper gave him a hard time last year. Hey, take it easy. The Braves have stayed up for 500. The Braves have knocked him out 2 years in a row. Harper's going to the Hall of Fame. He's won 2 MVPs. This is a 250 hit shortstop. Oh my gosh. The man is number one. I think I'm thrown in it. Up the game. And for the Braves are 100 in front of play. Oh. And look at this field. This is not Bobby Thompson against the football. Look at this. Oh my God, take it easy. Oh my God, he's scored. It's the best of 4 games over 500. They're not even in the playoffs. And the Mets are not playing the This is just easy. Take it. Oh, the Mets. This is absurd. He's a home run in August against the Baltimore Orioles, and he's making it sound like they just won the World Championship. This is against the Baltimore. This ball off, and I was never seen it twice. I'm still here. I'll watch it again. That's funny, man. For the first one, staring down Bryce Harper. You're big. You know, it's stuff up as we'll they've already given him, like I said, 2 weeks for the last couple of years. So we get on that. No, the mess with Bryce Harper, that is a huge mistake. Because Bryce Harper will respond to something like that. Make no mistake about it. As if to take said to yourself, he's not. So you have to go to the place of one point, get them home. You know what I'm saying? It's a rarity. You got to hold on to that. This lot of I even have a problem. So I mean, and to not, it looked like he was insulting the opposition, which is the great to me. That's right. It's rare. The Mets celebrate in the summertime. The Yankees celebrate in September.